to embrace the magical side of life, where anything is possible and the infinite is accessible to all? Let's have a conscious conversation about what's going on in the world, in your life, and your relationship from the expanded perspective of your soul. The path to awareness begins and ends in the heart. So let's take it there, one step at a time, and learn to cultivate magic in your life every single day. In each episode, we share a collective space in which we discover the unique facets of our own magic and embody our superhuman qualities by humbly exploring how it's super simply to be human. Hosts Kai and Dell co-create a magical experience to remind you that you are magical as fuck. Now, be unleashed. This is our daily magic.
Interesting. We're having some technical difficulties. There we go. Seem like we're good to go. Wish there was somebody here like, hey, check to see if we're good. But no one's here yet. So welcome to another episode of our Daily Magic. We took a hiatus last week. Someone wasn't feeling well. It's a delay. But we are here. So let's get into it. I am one half of the host, Dell, and this is
Kai.
Did you miss us? So lots of stuff that we wanted to get into and talk about. It's been a pretty interesting couple weeks for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the magic of your weeks.
Let's do that. Where do we begin?
Wherever you would like to begin.
I'm going to start with recently. Recently, I've been noticing that, let's say that you set some goals. It's like your body is being programmed to achieve those goals. And then it's like, all right, well, what do you do after those goals are reached? Well, then you get to decide what you want to do with that programming. So I've been going through a process of deprogramming myself from the current, like the goals that I had previously, and then reprogramming myself for what it is that I would like to experience moving forward. And it's just really interesting to kind of like unwind all of the beliefs that I put into place to get myself to where I wanted to get, and then to just kind of like peel those back and decide, like looking through a closet, like, do I want to keep this? No. Do I want to keep this? Sure. Do I want to keep this? No. Do I want to keep this? And it is a it's a process of it has been a process of patience, with myself and also with the universe. So it's been really interesting to just monitor and be with my human nature and how that arises in the face of life.
I'm curious now. What was like for you? Because you just got done doing bodybuilding,
Mm-hmm.
so you had to. You say deconstruct yourself,
Deprogram.
deprogram,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. That's when it was person Palo Santos. So we can smell some Palo Santos.
Thank you.
the de to deprogram yourself. What was the program that you had to shift, and how were you able to let go of the program that you had to create the new program?
So, for instance, while I was training, I repeated to myself over and over again, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm a bodybuilder. And I would also take on with that what being a bodybuilder meant to me. So, if that meant drinking a half gallon of water at least every day, or if that meant making sure that I went to the gym every day, then I would do those things because that's who I was creating myself to be. So now that is, well, first, then I had to decide, all right, well, am I bringing an end to that? Is that a program that I want to end, or do I just want to change what that means to me? So I went through that process. And then I let the beliefs just come up in my nervous system. I didn't have to do anything. It's just residual. Well, if I'm changing who it is that I'm being in this moment, then those beliefs they're going to come up. They're going to feel like dissonance in my body. They're going to feel like it's something's not aligned. It's going to feel like something's off. Um, and so when it comes up, I just address it in the moment. Well, do I want this belief here? What do I want to put here? What do I want to create here to have resonance in my life, or to have the experience that I want?
That's interesting. So that's like you said, you put the affirmation pretty much. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a bodybuilder. And obviously, you did the other stuff as well to embody that. So, like for you, with beliefs, just hearing your story, it sounds like you not only said what you wanted to be, but you actually took actions from that place of being whatever that was.
Right. In Landmark, they call that integrity, being a person of your word.
Mm. So it's interesting too, because you know, like how they have all these different affirmations out there in the world for like to like listen to this affirmations to program yourself a new way. So it's sort of like I am worthy, I am worthy, but then you do actions to like shows that you're not worthy type of thing.
Hmm.
So I like the thing that you say from Landmark, the integrity thing. I feel like that's the next nature of it. It's like I am losing weight, I'm in the best shape of my life, and then you go eat like a Big Mac or stuff like that.
Hmm. Then it's a good place to look and be like, all right, when integrity is supposed to be present, who am I? And it's like, oh, well, are you a space for integrity? Because that's likely not the only place where that shows up.
Which is true. How you do one thing is how you do everything. But that integrity question, that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't ask. You know, what I'm this, and then you align it. Your actions are in integrity with what you're creating yourself to be.
Hmm.
That's pretty powerful right there.
If a person wants to be intentional with their words because they know that their words are powerful and that they are a person of their word, then it makes sense to have a really close look and to not just be slanging all these promises and this and that everywhere.
Yeah, I feel that we all are integrity right now. The question is, what are you in integrity with doing? So we just say the example of the I'm this. but then you're doing something else. So obviously, if you're doing something else, your integrity with whatever else you're doing.
Well, the example was being in integrity, like being a person of your word.
Mm-hmm.
So it's talking about you and your word. So then it's like from that definition, it would be something other than integrity, right? Because maybe you are a person of your beliefs. You are a person of your conditioning. You
Mm-hmm.
are a person of your opinion. Those are just other things to be loyal to, maybe. But integrity is talking about you and your word.
Okay. And as soon as you said that, another word came up for me:
Mm-hmm.
committed.
Right.
Are you committed to those limited beliefs? Are you committed to those new beliefs you're trying to put in? Are you committed to being in integrity with those words that you're speaking out there? So when you made the shift now from what you did that got you for your bodybuilding stuff, what is your new things that you're doing now for your integrity now? What are you doing now?
Creating myself.
How are you creating yourself right now?
I'm in the process of it.
Where are you at in your process right now?
Creating it.
You're creating yourself. So like, what does a day look like? What does today look like for you? How are you creating yourself today?
Today, I took some time and set an intention this morning for what it is that I would like to experience. I wrote down some things that I would like to experience moving forward. I did some meditation so that way I could feel the feelings that are going on in my body and decide if I want to feel that way or not, if I want to feel a different way. And then started to feel the things that I want to feel.
And hello there, whoever's here. How are you creating yourself today? What are you creating today? What is your intention? And the person like, I'm out.
How do you create yourself?
I'm a chameleon, man. I show. For me, I'm on this. I'm on this path of unconditional peace. So I'm utilizing life to integrate that more. But then also, I'm on this game now of playing peekaboo with God and seeing God in every situation. So it's pretty cool because like when moments come up, when the moments don't resonate with me, like let's say it doesn't resonate with what I believe in this current moment, that gives me opportunity to play peekaboo with God in those moments.
Example?
Like what's going on? Like I just told you, like what happened on my TikTok thing when I posted this amazing video with Bashar and was Bashar, and I so resonate with what he says. And what Bashar said is just pretty much how all these powerful, amazing teachers out there, like Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, they weren't saying you need to worship me or bow down to me and all this other stuff. They're saying like, hey, like be with me, follow me on this path. But you are also like pretty much as equally as powerful. And Jesus said it before, you're here to do even greater things than I. But then what Bashar said, and that was like a mic drop. He was like, so many people are just believing that they're so worthless in their lives. They feel so worthless that they need this thing outside of them, this power thing to save them, like the saving will save me. I am worthless and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yo, I resonate with that because I'm like, yo, fuck that. Like we're not worthless. Like all of us are just so powerful and infinite and like we're worthy just because we exist. And I did this in a video before. I'm like, yo, like if you weren't worthy of anything, you wouldn't exist right now. Like the infinite creator, God that created everything, created you in this moment. And that right there, I'm like, doesn't that prove right there just how worthy you are? Because you exist right now. This thing that could like create everything in this world created you in this moment right now. So I'm like, yo, I so resonate with that. The speaking when the truth, when that type of truth gets spoken, that like expands you and gives you the power back, but then also helping you to just re-remember what I truly feel that we all knew before this thing. But then the peekaboo game is obviously in this human experience, there has to be all these different contrasts and things like that. So for those of us who are willing to actually explore more deeper and find out what resonates with us, and there's plenty of stuff that resonates as well for your own path. So what's happening now is this peekaboo game, and I told you, so, oh yeah, I'm about to do a reply to it. The people who are heavy in the religious belief and feel like this is the only belief out there, everything else is wrong and stuff like that, they commented on the page. So I'm like, here's an opportunity for me to respond, but I'm responding from a place of unconditional peace. I'm not responding in a way of having war or things like that. And they may take it as that, but I'm coming from a place of peace and also share my experience because I know, and I mentioned this before, there's people who are in this group that I'm a part of, the religious trauma recovery, who experience a lot of trauma from these experiences, but they've been afraid of actually talking about what resonated with them, their truth, because the fear of being rejected from their family who is still in religion and stuff like that. So I'm creating this possibility through me and then also for other people just to be able to share your truth and just know that you're not alone out there type of thing. But I'm not coming to it as a war, say this is wrong and things like that. No, like what works for you. But what I'm, and I was just talking, I actually was meditating on this. We just talked about meditation. And I was just asking myself, like, what is my truth to like share stuff? Like, what is my expression? What is my truth expression through this thing that birthed through me, True Essence Connection? And I'm like, that truth, that like the truth that brings us together, not the truth that separates us. Even that's truth as well. Different layers of truth that leads on that destination, but like more so the truth that brings us together, the truth that doesn't have to separate or feel like this person or whatever is more superior than us. That truth on that soul essence connection level, like I want to speak from there more, and I'm choosing to, just like integrity. This is what I'm choosing. This is how I'm creating myself, and this is what I'm continuing to create for myself. But then also, I'm integrating that for myself even more, being able to see it more and see God and people who don't agree with what I agree with right now. Even seeing God in that. And that's the thing. Like, simple answer for that, free will. You have the right to believe whatever you want to believe. It's like I have the right to believe what I want to believe, and I'm just going to share what happens for me believing the way I'm believing right now. That's a possibility. Not a you need to do this type of thing, which is something that comes from a lot of the spiritual egos and stuff like that. We've been a part of that a couple of times. This is the right way of doing stuff, really. So I'm in the midst of, I guess you could call it, I'm flipping tables now with love. I'm flipping tables and things like that. But that's what that's what my homie JC did. That's why he got crucified for it. So I'm just here to bring this unity together and just help remind people of just on the essence level, just how connected we are. But also, I'm not just saying the words, I'm really embodying it for myself even more. And the more I go through it, the more my ego gets challenged. Like, but this person, it's like a short circuiting that's going on. Mm-hmm. But it's like finding the divine in every situation out there. finding the divine in me, finding the divine in the other person, hold the space that allows people to find the divine within them as well. So it's a lot of different things that's been coming through. Like I saw this one question, and it was like somebody asked this question like, if God exists, how can he allow a baby to suffer? How can he allow a kid to get harm done to them? How can he allow all these people to have their sickness and things like that? And the most simplest answer came to me. I'm like, dang, I should probably share it in regards to that. And the thing that came to me, and it was like a curiosity thing, like when we look at the things from a human mind, we're gonna see like limited reasons to like really feel like things are horrible and things are wrong and things like that. But when we look at stuff from that soul essence level and realizing that even a person in the human body of being a little baby, they're an infinite soul who lived so many lives before this, an evolved soul, but in this current incarnation, they're living their life they're living right now to learn their soul lesson type of thing. Now, I'm not going to dismiss that like horrible stuff are still horrible and there needs to be justice for it in that way. But when I look at it from that soul level, it's like, okay, it's a soul lesson at play here, but then also God is experiencing itself through those experiences as well.
Right. It makes me almost want to like not use the word lesson. They're just experiences.
Yeah, experiences. I look at it the same way, like experiences, lessons.
The soul already knows. So is it really a lesson?
It's a lesson for the person who's going through the experience of the experiencer.
Okay.
And that's just my perspective. Just like whatever way you want to perceive it, totally fine. Whatever gets you there, you know. If I want to make this my God now, I can make it. If it gets me to that place of unity, acceptance, peace. But that was a long-winded way of answering your question.
Unconditional peace.
hmm But that's the thing about it, which I realized, like once you make a decision for something, life gives you opportunities to integrate even more. So obviously, like for me, it's like unconditional peace is not a destination to get to. Unconditional peace is infinite. So I can go deeper and deeper into it. And life will give me experiences to go deeper into it. But that's the way, like for me, learning how to handle stuff for myself. It's my choice. And like I'm not saying this is the choice for everyone to make, but it helps me because like even when I have my human moments, can I handle those human moments in unconditional peace? Mm, 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 mm. Whew. So for you, the thing I love that happened is after the bodybuilding stuff, and obviously you weren't feeling well, you got better, but then like you went on a tear, not in a bad way, but it's eating stuff that you've been not eating. How did it feel to make that shift for yourself?
Normal.
Feels normal.
I've done it every time after I've fasted. I've done it for however long I can remember. This is not new.
So, like, when you made that decision, what was the new like thing you told yourself?
That's what you asked me earlier, and I said that I'm creating it.
So I'm creating. So when you are eating the food, will you say I'm creating what?
I'm not.
Oh, you just being.
Yeah. This is the perfect time to just be.
I like to. That was funny when he was like, "I'm actually gonna get to enjoy Thanksgiving."
And you found that amusing?
I did.
Good. What's amusing about it to you?
It's like when it sounds like a kid. When a kid like gets like a toy or something, they're looking forward to it. So like the excitement and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I found it funny because it reminded me just of a kid. Like, oh my goodness, I'm about to get Christmas gifts.
Hmm.
Are you still working out?
Did I work out today? No.
Oh, I thought you worked out. You were out early.
Yeah, I was out early creating myself.
Yeah, that's funny. I was like, I thought like, oh, she must be back at the gym again.
Interesting that you would think that.
I thought because normally before you would be going to the gym at that time.
I went out yesterday at the same time too.
Huh?
I went out yesterday at the same time too. Did not go to the gym. Just being.
Where do you meditate at? Just go to the park.
You don't have to go meditate. You just meditate where you are.
You gotta go. Come on, you gotta go somewhere. You gotta cross your legs. You gotta light the incense. You gotta light the candles. You gotta say the ohms 30 times. You say it 29 times, you're in trouble. You say it 31 times. You gotta say exactly at 30. It's only at 30 in which you get to have that experience. Anything less or anything more is too much or too less. Mhm. Oh man, I love this smell. Brings me back.
To what?
You know. Oh man. But I just love the smell of Palo Santo. Not even just from those moments, but just with Neolith. Shout outs to Brian Montclair before doing the shamanic journeys, which synchronistically is on Tuesdays. And he'll like the Palo Santos, like the cedar, like the sage. And then we'll go into the journey. I still love that song. I wonder if I still remember that song.
Oh boy.
Spirit of earth, we greet you and invite you. It was interesting. Like that was my like was that my first really experience with spirituality in that aspect? Yeah. The shamanic journeys and things like that. I used to get upset when I didn't get any visualizations.
Oh yeah.
But I was hearing all these things, seeing this stuff, or not seeing, hearing, and was it visualizing the mind type of thing? So like words.
Mm-hmm.
So hearing stuff and getting information, and I'm like, but I'm not seeing stuff. Because like after the journey, people will share their experiences, and like some people like, oh my god, I was in this lake and then went through the portal and all this other stuff. I'm like, the fuck. So then I was judging my journey from those moments because of the fact like, oh, this person's having this. I ain't have that. That means my journey ain't shit. Remind me of all those times of these comparisons. Comparison could potentially be the thief of joy because then you're missing the beautiful information that you received in those moments and the stuff that was actually meant for you. When somebody shares their stuff, it's meant for them, but then you're comparing it as if it was meant for you as well, which I've done in those things. And now I'm like, yo, I embrace my journey, my own my own way of getting information and stuff. But even I caught myself with what the hell was I talking about before in the spiritual journey that I was receiving? Oh, I was like, I want to get connection to my guides. People are saying like how they're having conversations and all that stuff with their guides and things like that. And I'm like, yo, I'll be asking for my guides and things like that. And I'm like, I don't have any conversation. I don't hear anything. And the person asked me like, so what happens? I just get nudges and I just follow them, or like this subtle voice will say, hey, what about this? Or hey, what about that?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'll go outside and I'll see a feather or things like that. So the person's just like, well, maybe your guys are speaking to you in a different way. You just are not fully present in those moments because you're expecting them to talk to you in a way that you feel they should talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then with me shifting that allowed me to be more receptive to the conversation I have. But like now, like I have dreams talking to guys and shit. So I'm like, hell yeah.
Hmm. So you got what you asked for.
Yeah, but then even the deeper stuff that happens is my guys be talking to me in the form of people and moments if
Mm-hmm.
I'm present to it. But I just think like, oh, it's just this person here, and not realizing how this everything's connected. So it's sort of like a telephone call being sent to me in the form of somebody talking to me, or maybe somebody reaching out to me out the blue now, things like that. I'll just be like, why is this person reaching out to me now? I'm trying to connect to my guides. Or even Hopper. Hopper just shows up, tries to get in here, things like that. The subtle messages. That's when who said that? I don't know who said it, but they were saying God is always talking to you. The question is, are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Oh, my body is freaking sore. Did I tell you what yesterday workout was?
What was yesterday's workout?
Let me look it up. Shout out to CrossFit Clan and Parsippany, part of a clan with a C. Pulling it up right now. So we had this first for the lifting, we had power snatches, but it's this thing called three position snatches. It was pretty intense. So you had to lift. One was from the power position, which is like at your waist. The second one was mid knee, so you had to go to your knee, and then the second one or the third one's from the floor. But each of those you had to snatch it. So you had to snatch it from there. You got to get to mid knee. You got to snatch it from there. Then you go from the ground. You snatch it from there. We did that one, two, three, four, five. We did that for 5 rounds. And then for the workout, is a funny name that they have for it. It's called Huli Huli Chicken. So it was 5 sets, and you do one every 4 minutes. So if you finish doing a set within that 4 minutes, you had a little time to rest and things like that. So it was 20, 20 for men, 16 for women calorie bike erg. So on the bike, it's not like the salt bike, but it's an erg bike. It's pretty intense. And then 20 wall balls. And then the thing I was telling you yesterday, I'm like, yo, my legs are freaking sore. It was 50 feet overhead walking lunges with the barbell. So like you had to have it up there and you had to like lock your shit out. Cause you not only are you holding it up there, but then you gotta focus on doing the movements and shit like that. And I was saying it to the coach yesterday. I'm like, nothing gets you more present than when you're like are going through some pain, like some suffering type of shit. And time slows the fuck down
Mm-hmm.
in those movements. And yeah, that shit was brutal.
Hmm.
But I got through it. That's the cool thing about it.
Good.
But I'm definitely acknowledging, like, yo, my body is sore as fuck today. But I'm gonna stretch it. That's why I asked myself the question. Talk about this. Just asking inquiring questions to myself. I'm like, yeah, so I'm committed to this thing, working out. I work out relatively like 5 times during the week. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Why am I doing it for? Like, honestly, I'm like, why am I doing it? Am I doing it to get into an amazing shape? Am I trying to tone my body up and stuff like that? Why am I doing it? And the toning part was like the least important thing for me when I actually like sat with it. The most important thing for me of that is putting myself in uncomfortable situations.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in life, you will inevitably come in some uncomfortable situations in life. It happens. It's inevitable for all of us. And being able to be with that uncomfortable situation and get through it. So getting through the wad, like, okay, it was uncomfortable as hell, but like I pushed myself through it, type of thing. So I use it for that aspect. It's more for me. It's more of a spiritual thing because like, and then the last bit was okay, yeah, and then to get in shape. So I'm like, okay, if I really want to get in shape, then why am I eating so horribly? And it brings me back to the spiritual guide thing. I want to get into. I do want to get into shape, but I want to get the shape on my terms. That's honest. Honestly, that's all right. I want to do it my way.
How's it working?
I mean, it's working, but it's not working as smoothly as it can be. I had soup yesterday. So yeah, it's interesting because like for you, you had that, and that was the thing for me when I had like that goal, that goal or that data. So like when I went from 230 to 180, my goal in mind was okay, I'm playing football this year. So I didn't get into shape for football in the September. So that was like my dangling thing in front of me. And that's when okay, I'm going to push myself to get there because I just had this ambition, but the same thing of football player. So then I was doing stuff to get myself prepared for that thing. But now I'm doing this, the workout stuff. I was like, I don't have that type of goal. Like, I haven't thought about that goal. Okay, I want to do this or do that.
Well, you said earlier that it's a commitment. What are you committed to?
I'm committed to doing this, but also I'm committed to like,
So make sure it makes sense that you get results.
yeah, that's what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing is like I'm not blaming anybody or anything outside me for why it is right now. It's on me. It's my responsibility. That's why and that's why I tell people it's very empowering when you say it's on me.
Right. So like landmark, right? If you're doing this in this area of your life, I wonder what other areas of your life you're doing the same thing.
My business.
The way that we do one thing is the way that we do
Everything. I know. If I say that, it's the same thing for me. The I don't even know how to describe this energy. Inconsistency. There we go. Moments of consistency and then moments of being off. And I look at it's part of the balance. It's type of thing.
what is that?
What?
What you were just saying.
What do you mean?
You just mumbled it, but
Oh, I
your
said do.
no,
The imbalance.
imbalance of what?
Me being in balance. Me doing this one thing. There we go. Self sabotage.
Okay. So you're committed to self sabotage.
Pretty much.
Got it.
But it's like, oh yeah, I do these things. It's I look at it, there's so many things I could look at that I'm like, okay, I'm actually committed to doing these couple of things. Working out, committed to it. Doing content. I've been doing content every freaking day since like I don't even know. It's been a while.
Okay.
So I'm committed to doing that as well. But how committed am I to actually taking more actions for the business? And what my belief is the business. Oh yeah, I'm doing the content and stuff like that. The content is getting people in there type of thing. But the thing I did differently, and I want to acknowledge myself for, is like when I told you before of actually inviting people for conversations now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that more. At first, I stopped myself. Oh man, not really getting that much type of thing. But I'm committed to actually giving that invitation every single day
Mm-hmm.
because somebody's going to do it, and I have conversations from it type of thing. But just like the diet, like working out wise, I could take it to another level.
Yeah.
Just like with the business stuff I do, I could take it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
The commitment can go to another level. It's not like this is the only commitment. This is the results of the commitment that I have for myself.
Okay.
And for these things. And if the commitment that I have right now isn't giving me the results that I want, which is not, I'm getting some result, but it's not giving me the results I like to desire, then it takes an opportunity for me to take a look at that and start to get even more committed.
Even more committed to the same thing is more of what you're already getting.
No, the next level commitment.
Next level of what?
The next level commitment to getting the results. So, meaning, what new things can I do that I have been stopping myself from doing?
Mm-hmm.
So, for working out wise, if I want to get more in shape, then get more committed to the other aspects of things. But okay, the things that I'm doing positively is working out.
Mm-hmm.
The things I'm not doing positively is my eating habits. So, get committed to shifting my eating habits
Mm-hmm.
to give me the results I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like even for the business, what am I doing positively? I'm doing the content out there, and I'm giving those invitations. What things am I not doing? So I got to contemplate that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting conversation right here.
So you're committed to new actions.
I mean, isn't that usually what you need to do? If the actions you're doing isn't getting you results that you're looking for in your life, maybe you should shift some actions.
Or maybe you shift your commitments. Because if you take new action could be, oh, I'm only taking a shower 1 time a day. Maybe I'll take a shower 2 times a day. That's not going to help with getting the results.
It might.
Right. You can play in that area if you want to.
I say it might. You never know. Maybe the 2 showers is what you need to do.
Right. But where's the commitment? If it's still in the same place, then the same results are going to be had.
Why my head looks so much more bigger than yours?
Because it is.
Is it?
Mm.
Let me sit back.
So how can you shift your commitment?
By shifting me.
Okay. Say more.
What beliefs do I have that gives me the results that I have? Shifting those beliefs that I have.
Like?
I gotta contemplate on that.
Yeah, that's the same thing, right?
What?
Life happens specifically, right? So I mean, we have this opportunity now. We can just look together, like what's there.
That's the one belief. So I said it was true. It's tangible. And that's the thing with the mind. The mind will give you, and the mind gives me, I like to take more ownership. The mind gives me tangible results of what I'm doing now. So in regards to my eating,
Mm-hmm.
it was times before I could eat whatever the hell I wanted and I'll be losing weight. I'm still in shape. I had so much metabolism going with me.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's not that case right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still doing it as if that is still true. But then also there's a part of me that like, I'm the creator of my reality, so I can create that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear all the time, your body always listens to you. So how come I can't tell my body, yo, body, speed up the metabolism?
Okay. So let's say that you're looking in the mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, come on, hair, grow.
I don't need hair to grow. I'm good. But it's already growing. But I could do actions. There we go. So if I want my hair to grow, I can search online. There's things out there to help your hair grow. Mm-hmm. There's proven stuff out there. I can start doing that for myself and my hair grow. So if I want my metabolism to be how it was before,
right,
maybe there's some things out there to look at to boost my metabolism again.
Right. So we've had this conversation.
What?
And I've given you the answer.
What?
And this is why we say that knowing makes no difference. People know what to do to lose weight. People already know what to do to be in the best shape of their life. People know just about anything that they want to know. That's why we can tap into the infinite intelligence that we are. But it's what we do that actually makes a difference. So we've been through this where you're like, all right, how do I get my metabolism up? Oh, okay, Dell, you eat 6 times a day and you do it in these particular portions, right? And then what happens after you start that?
Metabolism goes up? Or do you mean like me doing it and what happens?
Yeah.
I stop.
Why? There's one statement, one belief, one core belief that stops you each and every time. And I've watched you do it.
If you're observing it, what is the core belief that you see?
I do what I want.
Pretty much.
Every single time.
It worked. It has worked.
And then you come back and you talk about this belief like, you know, it's, you're okay with it running you.
It's, here's what it is with that, of me believing that I can do what I want, because technically I can. It's free will with it. Now the next question is what I'm doing what I want getting me the results that I want?
Mm-hmm.
So in regards to metabolism, that is one avenue for it that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But just like anything else, there are different paths to do it as well.
Absolutely. And just looking at, you know, as an observer from the outside, as a person from whom you've asked for feedback from me, the same thing has happened in your business. You say, hey, you know this stuff. What can I do in my business? And then I say something, and then you don't do it, and then you're like, well, I'll do what I want.
You said the webinar.
I did.
I presented the webinar to you.
This is 3 months after I told you what you could do for your business.
Yeah. It's now for the webinars, I actually have the idea now.
But are you just shifting actions again, or are you actually shifting your commitment and who you're being?
Good question. If I do something different, I'm shifting my action. But am I really shifting my being if it's the same person that's showing up for it? But like I said, it's a true statement. I can do what I want.
But
What?
until you're willing to let that go, that's who's showing up. Maybe there's something even more expansive than that. Would you be willing to let go of that belief?
But the belief is true.
Right.
I get to do what I want.
Your ego wants to hold on to it
No.
really bad.
No, I'm saying I get to do what I want, but then also.
I just asked if you're willing to let it go.
No.
So then guess who's going to show up?
I get to do what I want. But what I'm leaning towards, though, in regards to that, is what would happen if I did what the universe wants? Because if I do what I want, me doing what I want, it feels like it's just my energy type of thing. But what happened if I surrender to the universe and do what the universe wants through me?
Will you let go of that belief?
Huh?
Will you let go of that belief?
If I do what I want?
Mm-hmm.
To connect to universal intelligence, yeah.
Are you a person of your word?
Yes.
Great.
And so it is. Thank you. At least you got the core belief. What the core belief is. I feel there's a way of shifting it though. Not like it's like and this is my belief. There's a balance with stuff. So obviously I have the choice of choosing what I want. So like for example, if there's this experience I don't want to experience, then I could choose what I want in that experience.
That's the limiting belief, that
What?
there's a balance to things.
To you.
If it's anything other than infinite, then it's some type of limitation.
But I meant like letting that be the full driving force of my life. Meaning that I do what I want. That's what I said. It's a balance.
Oh,
for
you're
me.
still justifying it?
No, I'm saying for my own way because actually it's my free will to do it. But I'm finding my own balance with it in which I surrender to what the universe wants as well. But then there's moments, like I said, if there's an experience I want to experience, I could choose not to have that experience.
Okay.
If it includes everything. But the thing also is trying those new stuff out as well. And that's why, like I said, I asked the question. When I asked myself the question, is doing what I want give me the results? Is doing this thing in the form of what I want give me the results that I want to create for my life? And that's the honest question. Yes or no? If no, what do you want to do about it then? And then that's where the thing comes in, the shifting that.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you. What's my prize? A brand new car.
You sound like your son. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for listening and contributing in the way that you have. Even your listening makes a difference. And till next time,
stay magical.
You've been listening to our Daily Magic Podcast with Kai and Dell. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next week for another magical episode. Visit www.ourdailymagic.com for more. Thank you for listening and have a magical day.